What's up guys, Zach Currier, Warrior New Balance athlete. I've got my Evo V here that I use in the PLL, and I'm going to be stringing up a new one, the exact same, and explaining what I'm doing along the way. Here is my gamer. I've strung it to the inside, taking advantage of the bottom rail string ridge. It helps protect the sidewall and the mesh, so I don't have to replace them throughout the season. But I will be doing a replica of what I'm using in the PLL. First things first, I will be cutting my sidewalls and top string. Making sure these things don't fray. I like to string my top string on the first 10 diamond row. It's a little bit funky, but I just really like the way it looks when it's finished. Lock this thing to the sidewall. I'm just doing standard interlocks here all the way across. Once I get to the sidewalls here, I just loop around twice so it's nice and tight. And then pull it nice and tight, and there's your top string. Trim off the excess. Done. Now onto the sidewalls. My first hole is the same as the top string. I just like to make sure that one's nice and tight to the sidewall so that there's no gaps towards the scoop. Helps with the making a smooth release. So since I'm stringing in on the inside here, I want the mesh to sit this way on our bottom rail string ridge. So I'm going to orient my string so that I'm coming in that direction so that the mesh will sit this way. All I'm doing here when I'm stringing to the inside, I am going through the bottom hole first, and then I'm gonna go back up through the hole above that. I'm gonna make the string go in front of that, and then I'm going down through that same hole. So kind of like an interlock if you're stringing it normally, but string it to the inside, it's a little bit different. I pull this side, make sure it's nice and tight, and then move on to the next hole. And for the top half of the stick, I am skipping a hole just so it's nice and tight, so we get that smooth release that I was talking about earlier. And then as we get towards the bottom, I'll start using more holes so that we can create our pocket. You can see I've skipped a hole every time here to make sure it's nice and tight up here. And then the rest of the way down, I'm gonna use every single hole and even double up at some point towards the bottom to create our pocket. So here we are at our double up. So I go through both holes like normal. And then on the way out, I just do the same thing, but I go through the second hole first, and then the first hole. And when I pull that tight, that creates our double up. It should look something like that. And then we go back to our singles the rest of the way down. Make them even. There you go, 2 sidewalls. I like to use a shooting string for my bottom string. So I'll snip off a piece here for the bottom string. For my bottom string, I'm going through the 9 diamond. So I will skip one in the middle. And there you go. And there is your bottom string. For my shooting strings, I like to have a nylon in the 9 diamond first row here, and then I go 3 shooters in a row. So here we go. I learned how to do this when I was 8 years old, actually, shocking enough. Oh, wow. My first year, I was playing and I went to my coach, I was like, how do I do it? And then he strung my very first stick, and that was the only stick I ever had that someone else strung. Yeah, fun fact. Oh, wow. I'm a bit of a stringing nerd. But yeah, you can learn from YouTube. Instagram videos, a bunch of people are stringing out there. All right, now got all of our shooters in. When I'm tying these up, I like to tie the top one a little more snug to make sure that that ball's got a smooth release. And then get looser with the second one. And then that bottom string, I want as loose as possible where the string is not going to be folding over. So I kind of run my hand through it a bunch and then tie it up. But try not to tighten it too much. And there you have it. You've got an Evo V strung up the same way that I use it.